Yo, how we doing? So today I'm going to be doing a quick little video about this bad boy that I've showcased in the past two videos so far. It is a Nokia S2780 Flip. I've had it for today's the 1 week anniversary since getting it, so I thought it would be, appropriate to give it my thoughts on what it's been like using this for the past week instead of my iPhone, which I've been using probably since like 6th grade. Not the same iPhone, but I've been using iPhone since like 6th grade. So yeah. First off, the form factor. I really like flip phones. I've always liked flip phones. I've never owned a flip phone, but I've just always liked, folding devices. The DS is probably one of my favorite handheld consoles ever because it folds. It's compact. It's also really satisfying to hang. I'm still getting used to opening this with one hand. To hang up the phone by just shutting it like that. That's always nice. But I don't know, I like compact form factors and whatnot. So with this thing, it's very small, it actually, it isn't actually that small. When you fold it out, I was surprised by like how kind of long it is. I'm trying to like compare the size to my iPhone. It's a little bit longer than my iPhone when fully folded out, but obviously it's much skinnier. And when you fold it in half, it's probably like a little bit more than half of the size of an iPhone. Honestly, I don't have many negatives about this thing. All I did was I swapped out my SIM card from my iPhone and I just put it in there and everything just worked kind of out of the box. I've only really encountered a very small amount of negative things so far. The first one, as far as I'm aware, this thing doesn't have not wireless. It doesn't have Wi-Fi calling or texting, which is a little weird because it can connect to Wi-Fi and it is connected to my school's Wi-Fi network, but I can't I actually haven't tested calling, but I can't text over Wi-Fi. This isn't really that big of an issue because most of the time I have a pretty good signal. The only time this is an issue is when I'm at work and I work in the basement of one of my academic buildings. And so obviously I'm in a basement, so there's not really any signal. And when there is signal, it's only there for like a couple seconds. And I just can't send or receive messages when I'm down there most of the time, unless for that like split second when I do get a signal. And I thought that was kind of weird. I did a little bit of research. Some people were saying that's a carrier thing. Some people were saying the option just doesn't exist for wireless calling, which I think is why I keep saying wireless, Wi-Fi texting and calling, which I think is a little odd, honestly. But like I said, it hasn't really been that much of an issue. Probably my favorite thing about it is, so it has this little front-facing display. It's very easy to just adjust the volume and mute it. I know that's probably like, why is that? Like, you can do that with every phone. Yeah, you can do that with every phone, but like, say with an iPhone, I can put on like do not disturb, but people can still bypass that. Some notifications still bypass that. With this, I can just put it on silent. I turn it upside down so I don't see when I get a notification, and I'm completely like focused. What else? The only other negative is sometimes the screen will just like bug out and I'll have to remove the battery, but that's not like a really like big deal. You just take off the back and pop the battery out, pop it back in. It does take like, it actually takes kind of long. It takes like a whole minute to actually boot up, but obviously you're not booting it up every time you open it, so that's not really, again, that big of an issue. At first I didn't really like the buttons. I felt like the buttons were too rubbery and weren't tactile enough. But I've gotten used to them and I think they're great. And I've actually gotten really used to texting on it. So yeah. So, okay. Why do I have a flip phone? Especially as a computer science student, you would think that I would want the latest and the greatest. And while that's true, and I do like newer technologies, I really do have a screen time issue, specifically on my phone. Even with setting limiters, even with downloading custom apps to block screen time, I don't know what it is. I would just always get around it. at like dinner with my friends, I would find myself just going on my phone. It was kind of a rude thing to do. So for a while now, I've been wanting to get a flip phone. I finally did it. I mentioned this in the last video, but I finally did it because one of my friends was like, oh, let's get flip phones for February, because she also has some pretty bad screen time. And I was like, you know what? I'll just get one now, because I've been wanting to get one for a couple months. I did some research. So there are 3 options when picking the flip phone, at least 3 options where I'm based, because different phones have different bands, work in different countries and whatnot. So my 3 options were this bad boy, the Cat S22, Cat as in like the power machine company, and then the TCL something. It's a TCL phone. First thought was the TCL phone. Unfortunately, that was locked, so you would have to get a track phone SIM card. I wanted to, obviously save money, so I just wanted to swap over my normal SIM card, so I didn't want to pay for a whole new bill. So I got rid of that one because it was locked, so I went unlocked one. That narrows it down to 2 phones, so it was either the Cat or this. It was really hard for me. So basically, what the Cat has over this is the Cat is running a version of Android called Android Go. And yeah, obviously with Android Go, you can install custom apps like Spotify. I'm a big Spotify guy. And this is running what's called KaiOS, which is a very limited software. It does have a app store, but it is very, very limited. There's not really any, actual apps that you would download on there. And you can actually jailbreak KaiOS, but I found out that this phone specifically is one of few that you actually can jailbreak, at least to my knowledge from the 30 minutes of research that I did. So that's kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. Anyways, I really just wanted to do better in school. I did good last semester, and I did kind of good my freshman year. But I know I can do better. So I really just wanted something to be non-distracting, because I can have this in class, I can put it in my pocket. And when I have it in my pocket, honestly, I don't even feel it in there. Really, the only time I'm on this is when someone texts me, which is what it should be for. It has apps like YouTube and it has Google, but obviously, I'm going to show you the screen. The screen is super small, so you're not gonna be watching videos on there frequently. So really, it's just I do want to do very well in school. And with my phone being one of the main distractions in my life, why not eliminate the issue and just get a phone that literally cannot distract me? Another plus is this thing's alarm, like the alarm clock, very loud and very annoying. I'm gonna play the alarm that I currently have it set at, and I feel bad because I live with my roommate, and I feel bad because I get scared that it's gonna wake him up in the morning. So obviously I want to be fast with it so it doesn't wake him up in the morning. But this is what it sounds like. Yeah, as you can tell, that's very annoying to wake up to, and it gets very loud. So that really wakes me up, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to turn it off. And the other day, when I sleepily turned it off, I accidentally hit the snooze button, and I left it in here, and I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wake up. And I come back, and it's blaring in my room. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, honestly, this was $90 on Amazon. For me, it was only $18 because I had a bunch of gift cards left over from Christmas. I think if you want a dumb phone, if you want to get away from your phone, I really do recommend this, or the Cat 22. The reason I actually didn't end up going with the Cat 22 is it was too rugged for me, and I heard too many manufacturing issues. There were issues with battery life, issues with the screen, too many negatives, and the only positive really was that it was running Android. So if you're thinking about picking up a dumb phone, either the Cat 22 or this thing, but yeah, honestly, I would say go with this. Just my personal preference. Yeah, when we're living in such a digital world, obviously there's going to be some caveats to only having a flip phone around. You know, you're not going to have your Apple Wallet. You're not going to be able to like Snapchat people, I guess, or do the normal things that you can on your iPhone. But it also kind of like just reconnects you with everyone around you and really lets you like live in the moment. Not to be technology is bad or whatever, because obviously computer science, love technology, but there are times when you don't need technology in your life. And to your day-to-day, when you're just outside walking or you're with friends, you don't need technology. Technology is just going to be a hindrance on those things. So I really recommend just anyone getting a dumb phone if you feel like technology is taking over your life too much. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review, and please subscribe. I like the attention.